All right, I think we'll get started. Again, welcome and thank you for your time for joining us on this information session on Lánluas Supported Application Services. My name's Richard McManus. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Lánluas, and joining me on this afternoon's session is Adam Nichols and Casey Hall, two of the team members from our Supported Application Services team. Before we get started, I just wanted to have a quick word about independence. Lánluas is obviously a big fan of TechnologyOne, and our business is built around providing services to the TechOne customer base to help you unlock the potential within the TechOne product suite and get as much return on your investment as possible. Having said that, we are completely independent from TechnologyOne. We're not a reseller of their products, solutions, or services, and act completely independently. So I just want to clarify that before we get into any further detail. What we plan to cover this afternoon is we're going to look at application support, a bit of an overview and background to help you understand and position the service that we provide from a supported application services perspective. We'll then go into a bit of an overview of the services, look at some use case scenarios, what are the benefits and features that we see relating to our supported application service, and what you get in as part of that service. And then at the end, we will open up for questions and answers if anyone has any questions that they would like to raise. From an application support perspective, this is the typical support model that we see amongst the client base. Obviously, from an end user perspective, very much geared towards property and rating. You'll have your end users within the customer service team, from a request management perspective, within the planning team, compliance, regulatory, and rates. So it is a broad customer base or end user base that you have across the organisation. Generally, your support is provided from an internal support perspective. You may have the IT help desk that provides the initial support, and or you might have a combination of some level of support from subject matter expertise within your business unit or department. So whether that's within customer service, planning, etc. And they will help to provide support to end users. From there, I guess the escalation point to provide high level support is with either TechOne support, where you can log a case online with their support system, and that generally is providing code level support or supporting any software defects within the application. In addition to that, you may or may not have TechnologyOne application management services, which can provide a level of support in terms of your configuration management and your customization. In addition, the AMS provides CIA Live services, SaaS Plus services, consulting or implementation services around new modules, as well as any ad hoc consulting. Some of the issues that we've seen or clients have reported to us with that typical support process is you can experience it from an end user perspective, slow response times to tickets or issues that have been raised, unresolved tickets, interruptions to service, partly to the resourcing, that you don't have a dedicated resources. People aren't doing that support role on a permanent basis. There can and often is a poor business understanding of your specific business processes and configuration, and all of that's leading to low end user satisfaction, all of which impacts your operational efficiencies and undermines your business outcomes that you're trying to achieve through the use of the TechOne Property and Rating system. So looking into that, what's the root cause to some degree is who supports your actual configuration environment. So from an internal resourcing perspective, what is the volume of work? How many users do you need to support? What's the case issues or number of cases that get raised, and that general volume? Then from there, trying to determine what is the headcount or FTE, full-time equivalent resources, that are required to provide that support to your end users. The next challenge is then the skills and experience. So having the T1 skills and experience, as well as understanding what your business processes and knowledge are and experience around your businesses specifically. Whether those internal resources are full-time and dedicated resources for supporting your property and rating system, or whether that's part-time, as in part of the role that they do in supporting, whether it's other systems within the space, or if they're within the business unit, their other day-to-day job that they have. From a TechnologyOne perspective, support is provided with that raising a case through TechOne Support, goes to their support department or R&D. That is specifically supporting the software defects, so it doesn't generally support your configuration or provide any quick end user training. From an AMS perspective, the consulting resources there are to deliver the CI Live, which is CI to CIA transitions or implementations, SaaS Plus for new customer implementations. They also delivered new modules implementations, any then ad hoc consulting that may be requested from yourselves, as well as supporting configuration or support environments. And that's all done from a pool of resources, generally in that priority order. So really it comes down to a scarcity of resources, that the issues that you have and the challenge you face. Finding those skilled TechnologyOne expertise in the marketplace is challenging and difficult to manage your in-house system and support. So we've introduced or proposing, this is where Lánluas Supported Application Services come in. It's designed to fit in and work alongside your internal support, or in addition, if you don't have internal support, then we can just provide that service. So the servicing, and I'll go into a bit more detail as we move through it in further, but it includes configuration support. So it's supporting your actual environment and your software configuration. Provides system administration, which we'll go into more detail, as well as some minor configuration changes. And that can be by supporting, if you like, second level or third level to your IT or business unit department, or it could be providing direct and support to your end users. So it is quite flexible as to how we can provide that level of support. And coming back to that resourcing point of view, it's very much like a systems accountant role, but for property and rating. So generally, most organisations, and it's fairly accepted, I guess, standard practice, that have a role titled systems accountant within the finance team. However, generally there's not a similar type of role or resource provided within the property and rating space to support the system and users within the property and rating team or areas. So what is our supported application service? It's a seamless offering to support your business as usual application configuration. It's across the whole product suite, the property and rating, financial, supply chain, enterprise cash receipting, enterprise asset management, and HR, human resources and payroll. And it's across all the products in terms of whether it's CI or CIA configuration. I'll go into a bit more detail, but basically it's provided on a subscription model based on a set number of hours per month that's agreed to. So what are the scope of the services? It includes issue management and software defect identification. So any cases or tickets that arise that your users are having issues with the software, we can support, investigate that. If it does actually, we identify that it does actually, the root cause is a software defect, then we will help you to provide that supporting information so you can log a case with TechnologyOne. It includes security configuration and management, so looking at your profiles, workplaces and roles, system monitoring and corrective actions, so monitoring your DP server, your recurring jobs, and making sure that they are working and not failing, and taking corrective actions. It can include routine system administration, such as maintaining users, again, profiles, roles, etc. Looking at your reports, so report management, checking the running of those scheduled reports and report lists. BAU support or business as usual support in terms of the day-to-day issues and queries that may come up from end users. We do include minor configuration changes within the service offering. So anything that's generally up to 4 hours type of work, we will cover within our support application services. If it's beyond that and a larger piece of configuration, then we'll generally treat that as a consulting service and can organise consulting resources through that to address that need. And it can also encompass end user support and guidance. So if you have either new staff or staff that are not as experienced on the application, we can provide some short focused training sessions to help them get increase their skills and experience with the product suite. So how it works is a number of use cases that we've got across the existing client base. It's quite flexible, so we can do full system administration support. So that might be in the scenario where you don't actually have internal resources supporting your end users, and we can do that and support those end users directly. Another option is partial system administration. So you might have a support resources internally, whether it's 1, 2, or a team of people, and we can complement those resourcing to help you with the volume of work and the tickets that get raised, as well as the system administration. So there we're working alongside your team, and we fit in as if we were part of the team. All of that is geared towards flexible workforce. So again, we're just complementing or adding to your support team. And last, we do support all environments. So whether you're on CI, CIA, or an older unsupported version of CIA, we can help support you in that environment as well. So how does SaaS work? Generally, it's a flexible subscription model. So we'll have an annual subscription based on a monthly allocation of hours. We do have a minimum of 10 hours per month, so anything above from 10 upwards. It's flexible in that we allow you to decrease your hours on a monthly basis as required. So if you get towards the end of the month and you have used all the hours for that month, we can increase that as required to address any additional work or support tickets or issues that you've got. We provide a single point of contact. I think this is a big differential in terms of the service we provide. So you will have a dedicated support resource that will work with you directly. Over time, they'll obviously get a deep understanding of your requirements and build rapport and continuity with whether it's your support team or your end users, and really be viewed as part of your internal team and resourcing. From a case management perspective, again, we provide flexibility there. If you already have an existing internal ticketing or case management system, some clients will just simply add our dedicated resource as a user within your environment. So it's then very easy to allocate tickets between whether it's your staff or allocating it to our Lánluas SaaS consultant, so they can actually respond and address your tickets within your system. That also helps you provide visibility in terms of the workload and where tickets are up to, because again, it's just within your existing ticket management system. Alternatively, if you don't have a system, we have a cloud-based service cloud where tickets can be logged there, and you can easily view the status of them. We also provide regular meetings on a weekly basis with the SaaS team to discuss open cases and prioritise the workload. Again, that's flexible. It can be weekly, fortnightly, or monthly. And part of that process is that, particularly on a monthly basis, we will provide you with reports and able to view the work that has been carried out, the hours that have been utilised, what issues have been identified, and will also help to identify opportunities for improvement that may come up and help you to get better return on investment in your TechnologyOne product suite. But from a benefits perspective, we really do help you to maximise the efficiency and minimise costs around your support of your end user supported to your end users of property and rating. So it's efficient resource allocation. We can, as I said, complement you in terms of your existing resources or provide full end user support. We address the challenge in terms of having the skilled and experience within TechnologyOne. We have access to highly skilled resources that have many years experience within not just property rating, but also the core other modules within TechnologyOne. By utilising our resources, we can help to optimise your staffing, so you've got the right level of resourcing to support your end users across the whole organisation, whether it's within the property and rating teams, such as customer service, planning, development, rates, etc., but also with your core enterprise suite, being financials. And lastly, provide seamless integration. So by that we mean we can just be a user within your internal case management system and fit in with your existing business processes in terms of allocation of tickets and responding to that. And through that, we actually can have direct access to your end users, or alternatively, you can log tickets directly with our cloud-based service management system. So that's a quick overview. We do have about 10 minutes or so. So if you're happy to open the floor to any questions that anyone would like to raise.
Just got a quick question. Do the hours that you take on monthly, do they roll over if you don't use those hours, part of the service?
Generally speaking, the answer is no. We don't roll the hours over. But what we try to do when clients first come on board, you might start with a set number of hours, and then we'll help review that, particularly after that first month, to try and ascertain, is that the right level of hours that you need?
Yeah, cool. Thanks for that.
Anything else?
Richard, I'll just say something quickly as well, because I'm one of the P&R staff consultants. And just from a council perspective, I work for 3 councils, so I'm an ex-local government employee, and I really empathise and understand all of the business requirements that go on within council. So from a staff support perspective, I do have a good understanding of general planning processes and workflows and impacts outside of the system that might affect your users' availability. For instance, I know end of financial year is coming. You're probably waiting on a council meeting to pass through and agree on the fees and charges, so your P&R admin can start and rates can start updating their charges. So just from that side, we do have that flexibility and experience in-house as well. So I think that's a great value add that we can bring to you guys as well.
Thanks, Casey. I might just add a good practical example that just came up in the last week, or last week it was. And some of you may have experienced this issue, but there was an issue relating to as a result of the change from daylight saving. So it impacted customers or clients within New South Wales, Victoria, basically outside of Queensland. It resulted in a script that had to be run that TechOne provided. But once Casey had identified that and we had that script, she then not only provided it with the initial counsel that raised the issue, but then she proactively applied that and contacted all of our SaaS P&R clients and let them know and ran that script. So the issue was resolved. And then she also shared it with our sales team so that if it popped up from any other our non-SaaS customers, we could help them and provide them with some direction. Okay. So next steps from here. If it's something you've got further questions or want to discuss further, please feel free to reach out and contact your client executive. So whether it's Matt down in Victoria and Tasmania, Kel for New South Wales ATC, Max for Queensland, Northern Territory and WA, and Steve in New Zealand. Otherwise, they will be in contact with you later this week, Friday, or early next week on Monday, to just follow up and see your thoughts in terms of this supported application services that we offer, and what next steps you may want to take. So with that, thank you all for your time, and I hope you found it informative, and yeah, look forward to meeting you all at some point.
Thank you.
Thank you.